Greetings. So, about 2 weeks ago, the warranty ran out on my Fiesta ST. So, up until now, what I've been doing is basically trying to retain the warranty with mods and stuff that I've been doing. So, power-wise, I haven't really done that much. So the MP215 and the exhaust and whatnot are all warranty-friendly upgrades for mountain. But now that my warranty is expired, it kind of opens up the possibilities. So there's plenty of mods that can be done, plenty of power upgrades, plenty of everything. I'm only stage 1, you know, that's quite modest really. So the question is that a path that I want to take? Is that somewhere that I should go? Or should I be thinking maybe about going a different route? So the way I see it is there are two broad options. Number one, like I said, just keep on modding, keep on going, you know, keep going down that rabbit hole, see where it goes. Or number two, very, you know, generally, I could get rid of the car and get something else. I could move on up. So then within those two options, there are many sub-options, if you like. So, I mean, take the new car thing, for example. There is the new Fiesta ST coming out very, very soon. A lot of people are, it's quite polarizing, seemingly, so far, the opinions on it. I mean, I think it looks okay, but the thing that kind of annoys me a little bit about it is the way Ford have went with the engine, making it a 3-cylinder, doing all that eco stuff, turning off cylinders whenever, blah blah blah. I'm just not quite convinced, because they're doing all that. It's a 1.5 3-cylinder, but it's pushing out the same amount of power that I currently have, which is good, of course, but what does that mean for tuning potential? Is it, you know, if you start messing with it, is the engine gonna blow or whatever? I don't know. I'm just not quite sure, you know. So then you might also then think maybe a logical progression from a Fiesta ST would be moving up to the Focus, and then it would be the Focus RS most likely. But then of course it has its issues, unless you've been living under a rock in the car world. You'll know that there's been a lot of head gasket issues, and they are doing the recall, but there's like delays with the recall because of a lack of availability of parts. So if you're gonna buy a used one, you really want to get it from a dealer so that you get first priority for getting those replacement parts, or of course get one that was made subsequent to, I think it's July 2017. Because if you buy an older one from a private seller, for example, or from a non-official Ford dealer, then it most likely will not have the fix, so then you have to nurse it around because you know that the potential is there for it to go boom. So then if you move away from Ford, potentially, then if you think of moving up in the world, you could be looking at the likes of the Golf R, for example, but I have slagged that off in the past. To be clear, the Golf R is a great car. I don't dislike the Golf R. I just think it can be perhaps perceived as being a little bit bland. You could then of course fix that on the aftermarket. There are plenty of exhaust options, plenty of remapping, etc, etc. You could really fix that up, no problem at all. Then there's the likes of the Mercedes A45 AMG, which I've had a little bit of experience of, and it is absolutely epic. And its main rival, which is the Audi RS3. I haven't had a go in one of those. They are pretty cool. Maybe not quite so exciting visually, but you know, it's horses for horses, it's subjective, it is what it is. Then I have to think about selling this and financing a new car, and that's that could be a bit annoying, especially if I move up to one of those higher powered, you know, higher end vehicles, which are going to be, you know, quite a bit more expensive than what I would be able to sell this car for. So I'd have pile of money somewhere, or do some kind of like PCP or whatever. So if we go option 2, in the grand scheme of things, option 2, continuing to upgrade the Fiesta, because I've had this Fiesta for a couple of years now and I absolutely love it still. It's absolutely fantastic, and I know I've been, gradually doing a little bit of modding continually over the entire course of that, and that just keeps it fresh and it keeps it exciting and fun and interesting and cool. So I could continue that and keep it going, keep it fresh and cool and exciting to me for a long time to come, for sure. I mean, it's an absolutely fantastic little car. I don't feel that I've got everything out of it that I could potentially get out of it. So, that's a very real option to continue modding. Now, there are a bunch of, simple enough mods that I can do. I mean, I actually do have some things in the pipeline already. But if we think beyond just, the simple things, going stage 2, stage 3, they're fairly significant, can be fairly significant upgrades potentially. Stage 3 obviously requires the changing of the turbo, which is a pretty big deal, and it's not exactly cheap to do that. Getting everything you need for stage 2, getting everything you need for stage 3, and getting it done is a fairly, decent chunk of money. We're talking thousands of UK pounds. So the question is it worth it in the long run? Because further down the line, then you do still have to think about resale value eventually, and being NP215 stage 1 is a fairly easy resell, I think, anyway, without having to start stripping off mods, because NP215 is quite well recognised. I mean, many insurance companies recognise NP215 as a model of the Fiesta ST within itself, so I could just sell it as is and it would be absolutely spot on. Beyond that, it gets a little bit more grey, because you get into the territory where mods don't equal added value, so you're gonna have to start stripping them off, replacing them with the stock parts. It'll be time consuming and annoying and whatever, but not in the end. But not the end of the world. So then, if I was to go down the route of continuing modding, going stage 2, stage 3, or whatever, the question then becomes, what manufacturers do I go for? Do I stick with Mountune? Their stuff is good quality, but it's sometimes difficult to get. Stock is difficult to get your hands on sometimes. For some reason, they don't seem to hold a lot of stock. I don't know if they don't get enough made, or if they just sell so many that it's just never in stock. I don't know what the issue is there, but over time I could probably get all the stuff that I needed. It is a little bit more expensive than other brands. There are loads of brands out there for all of the different things. In terms of other brands, there isn't really any other one single brand that offers everything. So if I was to not do the Mountune thing, then it would have to be like a mix of other brands. So like boost pipes, for example. Like if I was gonna go, say, Revo, I would be able to get their turbo, but they don't do boost pipes, so I have to go somewhere else, like AirTech or whatever, to get the boost pipes. Revo don't do the intercoolers either, so I have to go somewhere else to get the intercooler as well. So it's things like that as well that need to be considered. So then price-wise, other manufacturers, like I said, can be a bit cheaper, but if you really look into it, buying from brand new, the saving, there is a saving to be made in places compared to Mountune, but it's not necessarily night and day. So the question is, well, do you want to keep the perceived, at least, quality of Mountune, and the fact that I've got Mountune parts already, keep it all consistent to some degree? It's all of these questions are real, and now that my warranty is up, they're the questions that I'm asking myself. So that leads me into, I suppose, the real eventual purpose of this video, which is to get your opinion let's get a discussion going. What is a good way to go? Have you modded beyond stage 1 on your car? If so, what have you done? What do you suggest? What are your experiences? Have you had any difficulties? Have you had any great successes that you think would be better or worse than other options? Throw a comment into the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you have to say, love to hear what you've done with your car, and I would love to get a discussion going. So please do like, share, and there is more content on the way, so make sure you're subscribed for that. I will see you very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching this video and all my other videos if you have. I'll see you soon. Cheers.